Hey everyone! So, this look right here is how to make yourself look frozen, or you can take kinds like little itty bits from it and put it towards your own Halloween costume and do like a snow princess, snow queen, anything like that. I didn't want to call it a snow queen because when I think of a snow queen, I think of a drag queen who does coke. Snow queen, yeah. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. Or like anything dealing with winter. As you can see, it looks like I have snow and frozen particles on my face. The skin's paled out with the rosy cheek and the deeper bluer red lip and stuff like that. And then I got the snowflake for lashes, which are actually feathers, and then the snowflakes up there. So yeah, make sure you check out pictures and the blog so you can see all the detail of this look. And here we go. Okay, you guys, I know you thought you were going to go straight to the tutorial, but I'm going to put this little video and this little tidbit in all my Halloween videos from here on out. So once you watched it once, just go ahead and skip it and go straight to the tutorial. All I have to say is please make sure you read the video description, because 9 times out of 10 I'll get asked a question or just something really simple or anything like that, and it'll be in the video description the whole time. So please make sure you read that. If I have annotations in a video, please read them because they answer a lot of questions or give you little tips and tricks so I don't have to sound like a broken record and repeat myself over and over and over in the comments. And then while I'm talking about sounding like a broken record, when you send me a video request, please check my other videos to make sure I haven't already done it, because 9 times out of 10 for everyday looks, a lot of the requests I get I've already done, or people request a look I've already done but in a different color. I'm not going to do the same look in a different color because all you have to do is change the color. It's really simple. And then while I'm talking about requests, do not send them to my YouTube email because it is very hard to keep track of them in there. So please send them to petrilude@gmail.com. I say that in almost every video, send requests and stuff like that to petrilude@gmail.com in the video description, but no one reads it or pays attention, so I have to keep repeating myself over and over. So, read the video description, check other videos for making a request, and then send all requests to petrilude@gmail.com and not YouTube. And the very last thing, I am going to make a playlist on my channel of all the Halloween videos. So if this is your first time watching one of my Halloween tutorials and you end up liking it, please make sure you go and check out that little playlist so that way you can see all of the Halloween videos that I have already done. It's a little bit easier that way, so that way you don't have to search through all my other videos and stuff like that. And with all that said, let's go ahead and get the actual tutorial started now. Okay, your first step is of course going to be go ahead and do your skin, your foundation, your concealer, everything like that. And then I'm just going to go ahead and take translucent powder, and I'm actually using Coty powder this time. It's the kind of powder that comes in a big thing like that, and then the top looks like that. You can get it at like I think, what is that place? CVS carries it. Yeah, you can get it at CVS. I think it's like $3 or $4. It's really cheap for a whole thing. It reminds me of old ladies, like old ladies, because it's got a scent to it. It's got a fragrance in it, which is like, but it's okay because this stuff works wonders. And I know a lot of drag queens use it. And we're just gonna press a light layer of this all over our skin, just to go ahead and set the foundation or the concealer. Next step, I'm going to take pure white pigment. It's a MAC Pro color. It's just white. Not like you really need to see it. Then I'm going to take a 1/16 brush and just pick up a little bit of it. And then I'm actually going to pick up a little bit of the translucent powder on the same brush, so it's like that. I just dipped it in the pure white, then dipped it in the translucent, and I'm going to do highlights with it. So I'm just going to press some right there, some right here. Okay, and you can see it's looking a little powdery since there's so much powder on it. So you can just take Charged Water, Studio Mist, regular water, anything like that that's in a spray bottle, and that one's not gonna spray. Let's try this one. There we go. And mist your face. Let it absorb a little bit. Okay, now you have that. Now you're gonna go ahead and take fascinating eye kohl. Oh, that's pretty. Maybe I'll use that. Oh, I'm making a mess. And go ahead and do your waterline. And then also do a little bit of your bottom lash line. And the reason I'm having you do your waterline now is you're not going to want that to be super bright white. You're going to want it to tone down just a little bit. So by doing it now, once you work on your eyes from all the blinking and opening and closing and rubbing, it's going to rub some of that fascinating off to lighten it up a little bit. So it's not going to be super intense white. Next, we're going to take... Hopefully I can find it quickly. Yes! I'm going to use Pixel Paint. It's a metallic silver. Silver stroke fluid line would work just as well. Frostlight fluid line. Bare Study paint pot you could use too. It's not like it really matters. Then I'm going to use my 222 brush and apply that all over the lid. Then once I have that on, I'm going to take Silver Fog Pigment, which is, I believe it's MAC Pro normally, and then they always bring it back for like collections every once in a while. But I'm going to pick up a little tiny bit of that and then apply it just on the lid over the pixel or whatever primer you've already used. Just to go ahead and help set it and then help that metallic silver stand out a bit more. And now what we're going to do with the fascinating underneath, let me grab a brush for it. I'm just going to use a lip brush. I'm just going to lightly smudge the eye kohl that you used underneath your eye. And to kind of help it out a little bit, go ahead and take a color. I like to use a light purple for this. I'm going to use this guy. It's called Dove Feather. It's just a very light purple, and that's blackberry next to it, so you can compare and contrast. You can see that's a very paled out purple. But I'm just going to go ahead and pick it up on a brush, and then underneath this fascinating, I'm going to rub some in there to kind of create a shadow. And do the same thing in your crease. And then you could go a little darker in your crease if you want to, but you don't have to. Okay, so now it's that. Just very light, airy, fun times. And then I'm just going to blend it way out. Make sure like it's all blended. Then, this part's a little funky. I'm going to take Platinum Plus Pro Lash, which is actually Pro Lash, but it's white. So it's white mascara. It's not a primer, it's an actual mascara. And I'm going to use that on my eyebrows. Okay, but now that you have that on, you can go ahead and do whatever you want to do color-wise on your face. So if you want to do pigment all over, if you want to do a design, anything like that. Okay, after I did the mascara, this is going to bother me. I actually recorded the part where I do all of what's on my face, and it's actually just pigments. It's just Mutiny pigment and Bell Bottom Blue pigment on both sides, just very lightly in the temples. It's pretty self-explanatory. I just seriously took pigment and just brushed it from this part of my brow back, and then from there back on each side. But it was blurry, so I'm not even going to include that because you can't even see what the hoo-ha I'm doing anyways. So with that aside, now you can take your little snowflakes, and it's pretty much going to go right there. But a word of the wise when you're adhering anything, especially in your forehead, you're going to be making facial expressions all night and doing stuff like this. So if I just glue this whole thing down, as soon as I make an expression, it's all going to crack and pop off. So a really good trick, whatever you're going to use as your adhesive, just put it on like 2 key spots. So I'm going to put it on the middle section right here and over on this little wing that's going to go on the forehead. So I'm just going to take that and then figure out where I'm going to want to place it, which is going to be right there. and press this one down and let it hold to set for a little bit. And you can see when it goes up and down, since this whole area is not glued, if I lift up, it's able to puff itself up right there, leaving this part attached. I hope all of that makes sense to everyone. Then once you have those two spots on and dry, then you can figure out where else you're going to glue. And now it's like that, and you can see I can still move my face without having to worry about it popping off. And it just looks like it's a dancing snowflake. Ooh, yeah. But now that you have that on, you're going to go ahead and do false eyelashes. I'm using lashes by Makeup Forever. Do they number their lashes? No. They're these bad boys. They're actually white feathers. Show it on the brown side of my hand. Very, very light, airy white feather lashes. And since they are white, Platinum Plus mascara is going to come in handy again because my lashes are black. So using white lashes, you're going to see the natural black lash. So if I just take some mascara and paint over my lashes to make them look white and frosty-like, you won't see them when I put on the feathers, so they'll blend right in. Now the lashes are on, and it looks like that. Even though they're feathers, it actually ties in with the whole look because they're very light and fluffy, so they actually look like snowflakes sitting on the skin. So it's very fun. Next, we're going to move on to cheeks before we do anything else because it can get, or kind of get a little messy from here on out. Might not. We'll see. For the cheeks, I want a nice red, so I'm going to use Laid Back Blush Cream. And I'm just going to use a rusty trusty 188 brush with it. And I'm going to mainly focus right on the apples of my cheeks. I'm not going to do like my normal contouring thing. I'm mainly going to focus on this area right here. I'm going to go ahead and do lips. And if you were more cold-blooded, your lips would not be like a nude color. They wouldn't be a nice pink. They're going to be bluish. And they're going to turn like a deeper red. So since I'm going for more of a frozen look as opposed to like a snow queen, because like I said earlier and stuff like that, I'm going to go with a darker lip. And I'm going to use 2 lipsticks, and they're both matte because I don't want to shine, because your lips aren't going to be extra glossy if you're freezing to death. They're going to be matte because they're going to be chapped. So I'm using Wild About You lipstick and, oops, Viva Glam 3. Yeah, these two. And then I'm just going to use Vino lip liner. Now it's the fun part. Ah, my ear itches. Ah, okay. Gonna take this little guy right here. It's just regular household sugar. Yeah, it's just ground up sugar. And a little Happy Bunny shot glass, which says it's funny how you're still not cute. Ah, funny. And then just a fluffy brush. So what I'm gonna do is when you get sugar wet, it sticks, it clumps, it does all that fun stuff. And so I'm going to take matte texture cream. I'm going to put some on the back of my hand, just make a little puddle of it. Then I'm going to take my fluffy brush, get a little bit of the matte texture cream, and the reason I'm using the matte and not the gloss is, again, we don't want anything extra glossy. We want to keep everything matte and chapped and as dry looking as possible. Then wherever I'm going to want the sugar to stick, I'm just going to go ahead and stipple this in that area. And once you have the matte cream wherever you want it, just go ahead, take your brush, your sugar, dip the brush in the sugar, since it's already got some matte texture cream on it, and then press it into the areas where you have the matte texture cream. Then your last step would be go ahead and take a Reflex glitter. reflex blue, transparent teal. Whoa, why is the camera like way over there? Reflex blue, transparent teal, pearl, or gold. And then lightly dust it all over your face or wherever there's just snow, because snow glistens, so it's going to help it glisten a little bit. And yeah, that's pretty much it. There's the completed look on how to make yourself look like you're frozen, or you could take little tidbits from this whole tutorial and just use it as to be some costume like a snow queen, which is still funny to me, which you know why, because I said earlier, or just like a snowflake, anything dealing with winter. You could be winter for Halloween. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll talk to all of you soon. Bye.